from St. Louis Public Radio. This is St. Louis on the Air.
I'm Sarah Fensky. Shayn Prapaisilp is a local business owner born and raised in St. Louis, but not everyone sees that. Shayn is featured in a new campaign called I'm Really From. It highlights the discrimination and microaggressions many Asian Americans face by focusing on a question many are asked: where are you really from? The I'm Really From campaign includes 10 posters. Each highlights an Asian American and their very American hometown, depicting different places that are important to them, with design by Asian American artists. Shayn was happy to be part of the campaign. He wanted to bring visibility to St. Louis's Asian American community.
You know, I think being a first-generation American here in St. Louis, oftentimes our communities can kind of seem invisible. So I thought it was extremely important to, be visible for a lot of my community members who often feel they live and work here and they contribute to St. Louis, but oftentimes aren't represented, whether it's in business or politics or what have you. So just to kind of show them that we are an integral part of this community, and it's important for us to speak about our experiences and make ourselves visible.
Shayn Prapaisilp says being asked where he's really from diminishes his identity as a native St. Louisan.
Sometimes, I don't think it's out of malice, but I say I grew up in West St. Louis County, and then we kind of go through this back and forth, and I think they finally get to the question that they're really trying to ask, is that where my parents are from. And I said, my parents were born in Thailand but immigrated to the United States. And I think that, for me, it's extremely diminishing of my personal life experiences. I wasn't born in Asia. I grew up here my entire life, and a lot of my experiences are shaped around St. Louis, and so it kind of feels like, all those important things that I associate with a very positive childhood here are really diminished and kind of aren't real to a lot of these people who ask that question.
Shayn wanted to change people's thinking about people like himself.
I think it just shows that, kind of that perpetual foreigner lens that is put on Asian Americans is really harmful and untrue. And I think just telling a really personal story about my personal upbringing hopefully will start to dispel some of those notions and myths.
Shayn worked with New York-based Chinese-American artist Lisa Fang to create art that shows the St. Louis he knows. Lisa Fang said she saw Shayn's story as, quote, warm and powerful, and sought to convey that in her poster.
A lot of St. Louisans, regardless of race or where they're from, will see some really neat things that really speak universally to all St. Louisans, regardless of their race or their class or their ethnic background. So that's what I was trying to kind of illustrate with this, is that even though we do come from different places and have different backgrounds, to me, being a St. Louisan is such a large part of my identity that I am proud of it and wanted to show it off in my unique way.
The campaign features posters from cities that include Seattle, Houston, and San Diego, with stories from prominent Asian Americans, including Kevin Kwan and Apollo Ono. The posters are for sale at aafederation.org. Proceeds benefit Hope Against Hate, which funds programs that support and protect Asian Americans throughout the country. Shayn Prapaisilp says growing up in St. Louis shaped his worldview. He's grateful he grew up as a part of this community.
I think it's given me kind of an underdog mentality. I always like to think that St. Louis is, in a weird way, not in a weird way, but, it's kind of underlooked and disrespected and not given the credit that it's due. And so, I've had a chance to live in other cities, and when I travel, I really am adamant about representing St. Louis and all the great things about this place that I truly love and where I grew up. And so, when I'm not here, I think I'm one of the biggest ambassadors, and so we just love that hopefully St. Louisans see me as one of their own. Just because I'm Asian American, it's not automatically assumed that I'm not part of the community and part of the community fabric.
That was Shayn Prapaisilp. See aafederation.org to get a poster of your own. This episode was produced by Jane Mather Glass, with audio engineering and podcast design by Aaron Dorr and production assistance by Jane. Our executive producer is Alex Hoyer. St. Louis on the Air is a production of St. Louis Public Radio. Understanding starts here.
Do you find yourself regularly listening to episodes of St. Louis on the Air? Suggest us to a friend you think might enjoy our conversations. And leave us a review and rating on Apple Podcasts on the App Store. It's the simplest way to help people discover our show. Thanks.
St. Louis Public Radio is a member-supported service of the University of Missouri, St. Louis.
Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association, honoring Arbor Day on April 26th, with an ongoing commitment to sustainable stewardship and conservation of Missouri's forests. ChooseWood.com.